Alright, so I feel like about doing a wrestling related video today. It's been a while since I've done one before, in which I have to kind of get back into used to doing those things again. So this time I'm talking about W2K17. Comes out in October of this year. In the background you'll be seeing W2K16 gameplay, and I'll be discussing things I am not really fond of so far, and a lot of my you can say concerns and just gripes with this game way before it even comes out. So IGN's covering the whole roster reveal, besides what they were showing at God, when were they showing it? E3 is when they were revealing some stuff, but it was just by paint from the concept, the rendering artist or whatever it is. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm gonna go over the list of what's been known so far in regards to what has been announced. What's been announced so far. It's not including what was the short amount of people that was announced before this. So, Eddie English, Booker T, Brian Pillman, Brie Bella, Chris Jericho, Diego, Eric Rowan, Fernando, Heath Slater, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Jim Neidhart, Connor, Larry Zbyszko, Nikki Bella, R-Truth, Simon Gotch, Ultimate Warrior, and Victor. So, aside from that, you had the people like Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, Ultimate Warrior, I think I already said it in the list, Undertaker, I think it was, I think Triple H was also announced, John Cena, Sasha Banks, and whatnot. I think Charlotte was announced as well. But anyway, you kind of figured who's going to be in the game, and also some people who probably will not be in the game, and other people who might be in the game, but more than likely will not be in the game, or might maybe just be DLC. And my whole biggest problem is that the game is going to be outdated. Once it when it was announced, the issue was obviously that it was just going to be outdated and whatnot, because of all these changes that's been going on this year with the company, with some people not being there anymore, such as Cody Rhodes, the whole brand split, the new titles coming in, the new people coming in from NXT, or even people from the past, such as Shelton Benjamin, Jinder Mahal. And the issue again is the game is going to be outdated, and even now when they're announcing these people like Diego and Fernando from Los Matadores, they don't exist anymore. They are back to being Primo and Epico, and I don't know. It's weird, and it's bad that they're doing this. You know, they're gonna do the DLC. I mean, they're already doing it with the NXT edition, which is atrocious. I'm getting to that in a sec. And then you have, of course, like I said, excuse me, getting off track for a second. You know, they're gonna have DLC. They're gonna have the season pass and all that other stuff. And why? Whatever they have planned, whatever's gonna be ready at launch, and they're just gonna wait a little bit, and then they end up releasing it then. They shouldn't do that. They should just release whatever they have planned and will already be ready at launch for free in the game on disc, because this game is going to be outdated. This game is already outdated as far as the roster is concerned, and that's what it really is about. A wrestling fan wants to get a current day, a modern day wrestling game for an updated roster. If they want to play with an outdated roster, they can go back and play the older games, especially the ones from the past few years that are more easier to get, opposed to saying maybe games from maybe over 10 years ago or so, such as maybe, I don't know, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain or so, that people might be charging a lot of money for no reason, because you know people do that. Anyway, the game, like I said, it's going to be outdated. Goldberg being DLC, pre-order DLC. So you pre-order the game, you get Goldberg. And I think, I don't know if it was a second Goldberg attire, or I think it was 2 WCW arenas, excuse me. You know, Brock Lesnar being in the cover of the game, he's going to have the 2K showcase where it's him this time around, where last year's it was Stone Cold Steve Austin on the cover, and he had the showcase going on with that. And you know, with Brock Lesnar, they're gonna have his match with Goldberg. You know, the horrendous match that no one wants to really remember for good reason. So it reminds me of WWE 2K14, I was gonna say 17, WWE 2K14, where they had the, what was it, 30 years of WrestleMania, whatever it was. I think that's what it was. And you had Ultimate Warrior as pre-order DLC, but Ultimate Warrior was in that mode, the 20 years of WrestleMania mode, the 30 years of WrestleMania, excuse me. And it just makes no sense. And also, I think it was WWE 13 where they had Mike Tyson as pre-order, but he was on the Attitude Era storyline. I forgot what it was called, exactly the exact name of it. But they had he was in it, and I think you wrestled him, or or you played as him. I forgot exactly what it was, or if he was just involved into the game, whatever. So I think the bigger issue would be the whole Ultimate Warrior thing than the whole Mike Tyson thing. But I'm getting off track with this. But you know, Goldberg is gonna be playable, or you're gonna face Goldberg. No, excuse me. You probably you're gonna play as Goldberg, because I believe Goldberg won that match all those years ago. So you're gonna play as this guy, and you know he's pre-order DLC. So why are they doing this when they know it's gonna be outdated? They know, like, they have the gameplay and all these modes and features have to be really good in order for a lot of people such as myself to really be really interested in the game. Now, I know the people who are currently in the roster are more than likely are going to feel more up to date, hopefully, but I doubt that, because even 2K16 still had Seth Rollins with his hair from the last game and the game before then, and by that time it was already, like, he wasn't bleaching just the half side of his hair like that anymore. So a lot of things are probably still going to be outdated as well. So, but I'm gonna move on forward with the because I always talk about the Goldberg thing, which is ridiculous. The NXT edition of the game, which is around $100 plus tax. I probably understand why, because you have the Finn Balor statue, and you also have the I think you have the cards, or the whatever card of what was it, cloth or something about involving the NXT Brooklyn takeover event. I think parts of the arena are on the card, or I don't know if the cards of the arena. I don't know, as I don't remember exactly, but that thing I don't really care about. But I'm figuring, I guess those two things kind of make sense for it to be that price, I'm guessing. Anyway, my issue really is not so much of the price, it's really the 3 DLC characters that are going to be in this edition. And more than likely, they will be there at launch. I doubt they're going to be, added on there and just be like, well, you gotta wait to a certain time when they are able to be released. I doubt that. So you have Apollo Crews, Nia Jax, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, all 3 of these guys and girl, all 3 of these wrestlers have been around in NXT for a number of months, for probably almost a year. Shinsuke probably being the one who's probably been there for less than a year now, but regardless, you had Apollo Crews been there probably the longest out of the 3, and also you have Nia Jax and Apollo Crews on the main roster now. Well, Apollo Crews coming before Nia Jax, but anyway, this is probably one of the worst things that I can think of. One of the worst things, excuse me, that I can think of in regards to how you handle this special edition, where you have 3 characters that should already be in the game on disc, and that will be in the game on disc. It's just, it has a paywall behind it. I don't understand why they, because I'm pretty confident that the DLC all that stuff is still going to be intact, but yet this game is still going to be outdated and feel outdated, and I don't know why they would do that. Now, of course, you can say, well, they're just going to lose money in the long run. I don't think so, especially have the NXT edition and all that other stuff, and just, if you're gonna make a good game, make a good game. Don't worry about post-launch DLC or whatever. There are games out there to stay, believe it or not, that don't do things like that. That don't have to, and there are games that do things like that that shouldn't have to. But whatever. for me personally, before I even recommend to anything for anyone, for me personally, I'm not getting the game day one. I can't support that unless I see something or anything that really comes of interest, major interest. But as of right now, I can't get it, and I really wouldn't recommend a lot of people to go around and getting it until you see further evidence of something of real interest for you. But that's my whole little rant. No screaming or anything like that, but you know, I'm just me venting about the game. So how do you feel about WWE 2K17 so far? And thanks for watching.